everybody, PixsiStixs here again with another Sims 4 speed build. Today we are working on what I'm going to call Strangerville Town Hall. It is originally the library lot in Strangerville. It is still classified as a library. I think it's usually called the Strangerville Information Center. It is still classified as a library so that the story of Strangerville still works. I am building this as part of my save file. You're going to hear me talk about that occasionally in builds. It is just starting, so please don't expect it anytime soon. Um, but when I have enough of it that I feel like I can release the first version, I will. I wanted to make the town hall be more than just the library. I had this vision of like a mayor's office and like all of the people who work for the mayor um and things like that. It does still have what you need for a library. Upstairs is a library information center kind of thing. So like I said, the gameplay should still work. Obviously, before I kind of release any sort of save file, I will be making sure to fix that. Um, you can find this build on my gallery under Strangerville Town Hall if you are interested. Right here, I am working on the outside of the house. Originally, I was trying to keep the same vibes, but as you can see, there's that church in the background that I built, and I don't know if that build is going to come out before or after this. Um, but I liked the steeple on that church, and I kind of wanted to bring that in because everything is so flat in Strangerville. So I did do like this clock tower. Eventually, you'll see me put a clock on it. This took a little bit of finagling. I'm not the greatest at community lots. Um, I do a lot of apartment builds. I do a lot of house builds. I'm not great with community lots because, especially where I am from, community lots like stores are boxes. The shopping centers and stores, they're big boxes. I mean, they have facades on the outside that make them a little better. So I did struggle with this a little bit, but I feel like because it's a small town, everything's a little older. It's going to have a little more architecture. Maybe at one time it was a house, things like that. So I did play with this a little bit. Um, you'll see me finagle with the outside a couple times through the build if I remember correctly. But I really wanted this clock tower. When I built this, I literally just watched Back to the Future, and I was digging the idea of a clock tower on this library town hall thing. So I did put that on there. I again don't limit myself to packs in this build because it's for my save file. On builds that I am not doing specifically for the save file, I will try and limit packs a little more. The first couple ones that you're going to see on my channel are not going to be limited. Um, just because I knew what I was building them for. You'll see here I'm putting like an AC unit on the top, and because it's Strangerville, the little um, satellite dish and a little vent and things like that, just to give it that more like old building that's been moved to modern kind of feel. I feel like those are the kinds of things that you see on that flat part of the roof. So yeah, we did those. I tried to do some things with dormers. It didn't work. It took me forever to figure out what clock I was going to use here. I'm still not completely satisfied with the clock I chose, but it works. I'm it was the best option of what I had at the time. I would have done it differently if I'd had something a little different. I do really love this university door for the front door. It I love university in the first place. Like the whole thing is amazing. Um, These stairs don't stay. I realize right now how silly they look, and I don't know what I was thinking when I first did them. They don't say I do something a little different in the back there. Um, there's some balconies and things like that that aren't really usable because I don't put doors. I put windows. Like right here, put windows. Did end up having to change this roof around because it was clipping funny with the windows I wanted to put there, and I just wasn't happy with it. And I didn't want to have to like move around with doors inside when I was doing the interior. I don't always do the outside of the place I'm building first. A lot of times I will do the outside basic and then do the interior and then kind of mold the outside around the interior. I'm trying to do it a little different lately. Um, this layout doesn't stay either. Um, but I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do this. Still figuring out what looks good on camera versus how I normally build. The way I normally build is all over the place. I'm really, really sorry if I'm really sorry if you're watching and like it bounces a lot. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure out what looks good on camera versus just usually I build for myself. It's different looking. So it's a little choppy, but I'm getting a little better at it. This staircase was a struggle. I had no idea where I wanted to place it. I had no, I don't know. I struggled a little bit with this build for a minute, figuring out the layout, figuring out what I wanted it to look like, because I did originally have these big tall windows. I do end up changing them out for some smaller windows because they worked a little better, and they looked a little better. That back in the corner, I think I turned into a press conference room. Like I said, the layout completely changes. The layout it has now is not the way it stays. I think the only thing that stays really is this bathroom up here because that was like literally the only. Oh, here's me changing the roof because it was clipping inside. But that bathroom up here is literally the only thing that stays where it's at. I don't show building the bathroom on camera. I tend to skip those when I record because I feel like it's boring. Decorating bathrooms is real boring. I'm not a big fan of it. To begin with, my bathrooms are usually very plain and basic. Um, Whereas the rest of my builds are all like, the rest of the build is like, cluttered and very complicated, complex, and things like that. My bathrooms tend to be very basic because I usually do them last, and by then I'm bored. So this is me, kind of starting this press conference area. I don't know how much. I'm not gonna spoil Strangerville because I know. Sorry, I have something on my mic and it's like. Sorry. Um, Distracted. Happens a lot. I'm not going to spoil the story of Strangerville because I know there are some people who are still new. They're still getting the game. I myself haven't played through Strangerville. I've watched some other people play through Strangerville. I think I watched a little Simsy play through it. I think I watched a couple other. I can't remember what other YouTubes I watched. But I wanted to have this little press conference area because I feel like all the strange, weird things that are happening in town, the mayor would need to do press releases and tell the press, oh, this is what's going on in our town. It's fine. This thing happened and it was military training. The usual suspects of deflection that like people in government use. So I wanted to have this little press conference room. I don't do a lot with it right now. I do eventually come in and place like a video camera and like a DSLR and things like that, where the press would like stand and record it and it would be on TV. Um, I at first I hesitated on it because I thought it might be weird for a tiny little small town uh, to have that. But then with the weird things that are happening in this town, I feel like that's the kind of thing that would make national news. So they would need to have an area to do that. Also, the orientation of this lot does change. I flip it before I flipped it before I put it in to the gallery because I wanted for my screenshots. It looked better when the courtyard was behind the building because I could get my church in the background. Uh, I don't know if it'll be like that in my save file, but you'll see some screenshots later where it is switched. I am so sorry because all of a sudden I've got some notifications going on. I don't know if you can hear those while I'm recording. I'm not positive. Um, anyway, right here, I'm trying to. I was working on the library upstairs. I think I'm still kind of working on it here. The library honestly was the easiest part for me because it just needed a bunch of bookshelves and some desks and like this whole upstairs area was me making sure that we had the objects to fulfill the needs for the lot. I think I do put the research station from university. I know I put some older computers because I wanted it to be like because it is an older small town, like some of it is like super old technology, but like if you read the description of the mayor, he wants to modernize the town. So like some of it's super old, and then you come in and like I think I put a laptop in the mayor's office. But upstairs was basically me just getting the lot requirements. Down here I am working on I wanted a spot for like originally that door was going to lead into the mayor's office and I wanted the mayor to have like a secretary and this was going to be her desk and it just doesn't work. I tried like 4 or 5 different layouts and I just hated all of them. I was using this get to work furniture because I felt like it was very generic, very basic office furniture. Um, and I just end up hating it. So I do end up moving the secretary to the front of the building. And like you have to like come in the little entrance and the secretary's there and I really cluttered the place up so it looks like she or he actually works there. Um, like here, you'll see me changing the layout right here a little bit. Um, that ends up being the mayor's office over there on the left hand side, and then the other side, I make like these cubicles. Which we'll see in a little bit. This is me finally figuring out the secretary's office. Originally, I was just going to have it here, and then I realized it wasn't usable where I had it. And the thing about my lots is I like playtesting with them. I like making sure they work. I don't like putting lots out where like it's not usable. I want it to be usable. I want your Sims to be able to come in here and use the lot to its fullest so that, if you want to play this story and you want to be the secretary, her office is usable. It's sufficiently cluttered. Um, it is it's decorated and things like that, but you can just come in and you can pretend you're this secretary and do whatever you want with these stories. I do have some playtesting to do on this lot. It is up on my gallery the way it is. If anything changes and it's not usable, I will pull it down, put it back up, and I will make sure to post on Twitter that I've done so. Always, if you want, please follow me on Twitter. My name is PixsiStixs there, just at PixsiStixs, the same way I have it spelled for YouTube. You can find all of my updates there. I do live streams on Twitch, which I post there. I'm going to post when my new videos come out on Twitter. That is the best place to follow me right now to keep up to date with what's going on. This here is me rearranging this press conference room. Like I said earlier, I move the chairs around. Um, I I love these chairs from Eco Lifestyle because they look to me like those typical. I don't know if any of you have ever been in like a government building where they like the DMV or something where they have those super uncomfortable chairs that are all the same. That's what these chairs kind of remind me of. So I use those to line up a spot for the press. I put some back there for like maybe guest speakers or like the mayor handing it off to like the police chief or a scientist or a military personnel or whatever. I was trying to get some stage lighting or something in here to light that area up. I end up using this hanging one. Wasn't quite what I wanted to do, but I'm really happy with the way that little press conference room turned out. I do struggle with some rugs in this hallway, and it's This build took me a lot longer than I'd like to admit. Not nearly as long as some other builds. Like I have one build that I am unsure I'm even going to be able to put on YouTube because it's literally taken me like 8 hours for this build and it's just been a nightmare. This one, I want to say this build took me like 3 hours and I have sped it up as fast as I can without it being sickening to watch. And it's still like 30 minutes long. So I'm not sure I will be posting the 6 hour build because I'm not sure what I can cut out. There was a lot of cutting that went in this build. Like I completely removed the bathroom. There's some spots where like you'll see it stop. Like I'll be like putting some stuff out, and like right here, I'm gonna put some stuff out, and then all of a sudden it's gonna pop back, and there's gonna be a bunch of stuff because I like to furnish the room, and then when I go to decorate with clutter, I pull out all the clutter I know I might possibly want to use, and then I put it out. So all of the me scrolling through the build catalog, I've cut that out. But I wanted to make this feel like the secretary actually works here. Like maybe there's a picture of maybe their kids' soccer team or baseball team or whatever, and they've got the little plants and their snow globe and all that kind of like that all that stuff that like when you have an office job you put on your desk to make your little cube feel less um what's the word I'm looking for? Less oh God. Sterile. Maybe sterile. We'll go with sterile. But maybe more. It make it feel more personalized and a little more like it's your space. So I really all the cubicle areas I do in this build, I wanted to feel like someone actually works there, and I wanted each of these spaces to have their own personality. Like this one. It's a very like you can kind of a little bit see the personality like maybe they went to college and they're super proud of it and they've got their travel postcards and things like that. This is me attempting to do the cubicles that I told you about earlier that were the staff, the mayor's staff. Uh, this was a struggle to lay out. I'm not gonna lie to you. It took me far longer than I would have liked because I couldn't get it to work right, and I was out of space on the lot because I wanted to keep the border that the lot originally had. So I didn't want to make the lot any bigger than it was. So I'd run out of space and I didn't really have room to expand. So there was some serious struggle going on. Like I these partitions, I wanted I didn't want to make the half walls higher, but I wanted there to be a little more separation. I think I go with this restaurant partition thing. And it seems to work. This little layout right here works. I'm pretty sure it's playable. I did have my sim sit at all the desks, so it should be fine. The all the desks have some of the same basic stuff. They all have a computer. They all have like the little file thing, but each desk is decorated a little differently. This was me trying to put in some more of the Strangerville stuff. I think I end up actually giving up on some of that. I put some file cabinets in for a minute, and then later on in the video, oh, I forgot a trash can in this one, so I had to go back and fix it. But later on in the video, I think I do turn it into like a little cafeteria area. This is just me grabbing some of the decorations to put over there so that there are some of the same ones. And then like this little community board that I thought would be important at a place like this. Um, but again, I wanted to kind of, when I'm decorating this place, I wanted to kind of mix some of the old with the new. Um, so I wanted the furniture to be very old-fashioned antique furniture, but like, you've got the magazines that are the newer magazines on there. Obviously, there's a new security system that they put in because in Strangerville you need it. This is me putting the filing cabinets and the bookshelves in here. I do eventually get rid of some of those filing cabinets and put in like a microwave and a mini fridge. Um, because I feel like that's something you would have in an office area. This is just me going through putting some more stuff in these cubicles. I think I do decorate them right now. Yeah, I come over and I'm pretty sure I light the place up and then I'm pretty sure I do decorate them after I make sure they all have like the basic sameness because I feel like these cubicles do have some basic things that are just always the same before you put those little personal touches on it. Um, this is me going through and decorating the cubicles. Some of them I just kind of was like, oh, this looks good. I like this here. I didn't really have a story for some of these cubicles. Like this one here, I was just like, well, maybe they went to Foxbury and they have a plant. And then this one over here, maybe they have kids who, crafted them something. And so they've got their little kid craft and they've got their birthday cards from their babies and things like that. Um, just little touches like that, like this little handcrafted thing, and maybe that's the high school their kid went to. And then like this one over here, I imagine that maybe their significant other brought them flowers while they were at work, and they like to keep their workplace a little less cluttered, but still have a little bit of personal touches here. I don't think I put a lot on this one. I think I just put some books and a flower, and maybe a calendar. This one here, I definitely had a story for. We've all worked with that person who like loves those motivational posters and things like that. And I imagined this LGBT sim here who's got these motivational posters all over the place, and they really, really want to make a difference in the community. And this is their space, and it's bright and colorful, and they've got the little cat statue and things like that. And I had fun with this one. I'll be honest with you, I will probably make this sim. Um, I'll probably make this sim in a household because I loved the motivation for this sim when I was doing the story in my head. So eventually, I will probably make their home somewhere. Um, so that it ties in a little bit because I was really happy with that specific cubicle. So keep an eye out for that sim eventually. I putting up some blinds here, and then just like little things like the hand sanitizer in the corner, the video camera, things like that. There wasn't a lot more space in there, so there wasn't a lot I could do. That's probably the brightest room in the building, though, to be honest, because I went with a different color for the walls. Um, this is me doing the mayor's office. I felt like this would be like maybe he's ex-military and like he like is a very big fan of green clearly. I also wanted to do some of the colors from the carpet, uh, which is part of why everything is so green and dark. But I felt like it fit the mayor in Strangerville. I haven't played with him too much, but I've read his like little description and how he is, and I felt like this really went with him. Like this, maybe his wife decorated it for him. I don't feel like maybe he did, but like she decorated it knowing him. So this is the way it turned out. I did try to do this layout changes a little bit. I did try to do originally the little metal case right there, and then I realized that you can't place the metals in it unless it's on a lot you own. And like you can't just get the debug metals out and put it in there. I tried that, ended up cutting that part out while I was trying it. So I do end up deleting it and then putting these flags here again. Um, it felt very mayoral to me. Um, so I don't know why I was so obsessed with this mirror. I think part of it was I was watching I watch a Minecraft series from the Hermitcraft server, and there was that big Mumbo for Mayor campaign, and it was in the middle of I was like listening to Mumbo for Mayor in the background while I was building this, so I was like just building this mayor's office. Like that was the inspiration behind all of this was the Hermitcraft mayor race, and here we are. That globe is a bar for anybody who's unaware. I didn't know it was there, and then I saw someone use it in a YouTube video, and I was like, I need to use this. This seems like the kind of thing that would be in a politician's office. Like it just does. Like I was thinking about politicians, and then my mind went to Mad Men and Don Draper for a minute, and I feel like that would be a thing that Don Draper would have. So I did it. I used it. Where else am I going to use something like that? Um, I think I'm just cluttering up the place a little bit, making it a little feel a little more lived in. Um, there's not. Oh God, I lost my train of thought. I am so sorry. I'm all over the place today. This is like the third one of these that I've done today. Um, it's right now. It's just a matter of I'm just rearranging, making sure that the office is functional, making sure that everything can work and you've got everything you need. I originally was like, oh, this looks like a Mac. I'm gonna give it to him, but then I was like, it's a little big and I don't want it to be quite so big, so I put a laptop down because I feel like he wants technology and he wants things like that to be more prevalent in this tiny small town that's kind of like pushing back against it. So I was like, he definitely would have a laptop. He definitely would take his work home with him. Um, so I did that. I had put some of these things on the wall. I didn't end up using them because they just weren't fitting quite as well as I thought they would. Um, and then I put a little plant, and I feel like his wife definitely comes in and waters his plants for him. Either that or his secretary does. Like, I feel like he's just too busy to bother, but his wife was like, no, you're the mayor. You need to have things, you need to have it look like someone is a human being here. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to decorate and I'm going to make sure you have plants on your desk and things like that. Um, so that was kind of my thought when I put some of those things in there. I I don't have to I didn't have to justify it, but my brain said I did. I think now I'm just putting in some lighting so that I can take the ceiling lights out because again, I don't like those space saucer things in the builds. They are beautiful tools to build with, but once I'm done building, I like putting in other lights that aren't just those saucer lights, because I feel like it's a little more. I don't know. I personally am not a big fan of just like this little dot of a light hanging there. So I think I go in and I put in some chandeliers because it is an older build, and I definitely do a lot of like table lamps and these wall sconces and things like that. Um, and then I have I think these standing floor lamps that I put up here. Um, and then just a lot of it now is just rearranging and tweaking some things that I already put down. Um, but I think it turned out nice. I like it. I'm hoping you guys do too. Just yeah, now it's just like last minute finishing touches, some artwork, some things like that, just to make it feel a little more complete. If you guys are enjoying these builds and you are liking the content I'm putting out, I would really appreciate it if you would do me a favor and subscribe, share my channel with your friends. Just really put me out there if you are enjoying this. As I also really appreciate any comments. Constructive criticism helps so much. If you have something you want to see or a game you want me to play or anything like that, please tell me because your interaction helps me to make my channel better. So, please, if you have anything you want to tell me or say, just please comment below. Subscribing helps so much. Right now, I am just working on the last little bit here. This is me trying to figure out this little back area. I think I turn it into like a smoking area, because there's always that one spot where like people go out to smoke, like, and it's always by the dumpster, and it's always this really uncomfortable stone bench. And I speak this from experience, so like I wanted to have that there. And this is me putting in that mini fridge that I told you about earlier with the microwave because I feel like you need somewhere to put stuff on, uh, to heat your lunch up and stuff like that. Ooh, didn't realize I had that in there still. I'm leaving it. Now I'm just, like I said, just finishing up little touches at this point. I tried to put in one of like these little coffee cart things. I just didn't have quite enough room because I felt like this would be the place to have a coffee cart. I see right now that patch of wall that is the wrong color. I promise you I changed that. Uh, oh God, I hope I changed that. I'm pretty sure I changed it before I put it on the gallery. If I didn't, it's just brick. So here's our screenshots. This is the end of the video. Thank you so, so much for watching. Again, if you are enjoying this, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you subscribe, hit the little bell and you will get notifications. And I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.